I'm sure many of you are aware of the major controversial issue going on in our country right now in regards to immigration policies. Many have their opinions about undocumented people, going on in politics to the citizens that live here. So today I will tell you the issues in our immigration system and theoretical ways an efficient system can be implemented. So I have seen firsthand how the immigration has failed those seeking citizenship, and I want a broken system fixed. So first, I will tell you the issues with our immigration system. Secondly, I will tell you myths about undocumented people. And finally, I will propose a solution. I will now tell you the history of the several attempts the United States has tried to take control of the undocumented people. In a 2013 article of the Washington Post, Tara Berenport conducted a series of interviews of undocumented people here. Here's an excerpt of that article. Amanda Sosa, 63, an undocumented Salvadoran cleaning woman who doesn't speak English and doubts she will ever be able to apply for citizenship. Man, people say, no, it's okay to just be a legal resident. But to be a citizen, psychologically, emotionally, it's a triumph, she said. It's like going to college and getting a degree. There is a process to reach citizenship, and for many undocumented people, it's a difficult journey. In the history of immigration reform, the United States has implemented systems that have temporarily helped but exploited undocumented people. In 1942, the Bracero program was implemented, which issued temporary visas to undocumented people. This primarily targeted migrant workers because of the need for labor. While this helped some legal residents, it exploited workers from the harsh conditions they were enduring. This program was supposed to be temporary, but ended up lasting over a decade and then suddenly halted. Soon after that, there was an influx of undocumented people crossing over with practically no system to aid them. So now let's flash forward to the 1980s when Ronald Reagan implemented the IRCA, or the Immigration Reform and Control Act. According to Raul Hinojosa Ojeda in a post on illegal immigration updated 2011 on opposing viewpoints and context, the IRCA was also implemented in efforts to gain laborers. Although this may be true, it's led for those workers who acquired legal status to earn better paying jobs. But the IRCA failed to create flexible limits on future immigration that were adequate to meet the growing need of the U.S. economy, as Hinojosa states. So why are stories like Amanda Sosa's so important in this discussion of immigration reform? Because her story plays a part of explaining the issues with our attempts to regulate and reform our immigration system. We have yet to find a system that works to benefit those seeking a better opportunity and also benefiting this country. For many people like Amanda, they share similar stories where they are stuck in a system even though there's a system set for them. Testimonies like these show that the American dream is unattainable. They show me that our system is broken. So with the population of undocumented people being 11 million, according to the statistics, many Americans have bitter feelings that have created misconceptions about undocumented people. What are those issues that surround bitterness? Kurt Eichenwald, in a post on Newsweek from Opposing Viewpoints and Context, updated in 2015, sheds light to some of these misconceptions, also called about these so-called dangerous people. A misconception is that they are stealing our jobs. Well, to be clear, they are taking the jobs that really nobody wants to do. Without any documentation, they can't really apply for any job, so they start with the lowly jobs that require manual labor and long hours. My own father came to this country undocumented. He came to America to find better opportunities. He started in a lowly job in a factory, and for as long as I can remember, my father has been working night shifts and 60 plus hours a week. He went on to gain his citizenship, but it was a very long journey. There's another misconception is they're bringing crime. Amongst many of the undocumented people crossing over, it is expected that there is crime. There's no denying that, but to blame the rising crime on those crossing over is severely misguided. A research study made by Hinojosa through a 2007 report from the Immigration Policy Report Center that even though population of immigrants doubled between 1947 and 07, violent crime has actually dropped 34%, and the property crime has fallen 26%. So why is there a negative stigma? It comes down to the systems that are perceived as promising. So we are left with systems, unfinished systems, and a mass load of undocumented people going through a system that they feel is unattainable. How can this system be fixed? So as this is an issue on a bigger scale, it is a change within the government that is needing. Lisa Aroni, a retired director of research on evaluation division of the Office of Policy and Strategy, wrote a proposal called Crafting a Successful Legalization Program, Lessons from the Past. This proposal is steps for a better immigration system that I found beneficial. I believe that if we can implement a system that makes it easier to attain citizenship, we can have people like Amanda be more confident not just stopping at legal residency, but continue to full citizenship. Although legal residency is still a big accomplishment, if we can make a quicker and simpler system and process, we could see more undocumented people become citizens. Another way is implementing a safer way to naturalize. Many documented people are in fear that involvement can cause their families or themselves to be deported. There have been many accounts of police brutality in border states such as El Paso and Arizona, where immigration policies are strict and they exist. There have been unjust treatment of people of color, and has caused many fear to put their trust in the system that it may or may not happen. I think overall system that is manageable and willing to evolve and progress is a system that is needed. There are too many accounts of discrimination, and unfortunately too many stories of people feeling hopeless in a country full of opportunity. So as I conclude, I hope that you will join me in advocating for social change and government change. So I first stated that there is a problem. We have a broken system. Secondly, I gave you common myths about undocumented people. And finally, I gave you a solution. So as I finish, I challenge you to do some research about the history of immigration system, and I urge you to advocate with me for social and government reform.